everyone, Amethyst Raven Song here. I'm just coming to you. We're going to do a spell a week. And this week, because it is Thursday and it's a waxing moon, I thought it would be perfect to do a money drawing sachet. So that is what we're going to be working on today. The first thing we have to remember with spells is the most important thing is our intention. And our intention is the energy we put into it. Now, your beliefs are always going to affect your energy. So if you have beliefs about money, that money is hard, money goes too fast, there's not enough to go around, it's going to interfere with your spell work. So you have to be aware of your beliefs and work on them to shift them. One of the ways that I'm doing this right now that is working out really, really well is each week I give myself $5,000 in Playland, right? This is all manifestation and intention building exercise. So I have a little ledger, and every week I put $5,000, and I keep track of, I have savings accounts that I'm adding money from this $5,000 in every week, and then I have to spend it by the end of the week, by the time I get another $5,000. When you go from never having money to I gotta spend $5,000 a week, it was a little overwhelming almost at first, a little hard. And I was going to scale it back. Don't scale it back. Dream bigger. And if $5,000 a week for you is like home slice, that's easy as shit. Okay? Up the ante. Give yourself an outrageous amount of money to you, but where you can still work with it. I'm not going to give myself $1 million a week. I don't know what to do with that. No idea. So I'm still keeping it, like, you don't want to make it so stretchy that you're like, it never ever happen. But you want to make it stretchy enough to where you really get to play with it and put time and energy into it. So that's something that you can try and do. There's a lot of different ways you can rewire beliefs. Mantras can help, and I really like visualization tools and manifesting tools like the one I said, so that's a really good one to try out. My mother actually suggested the $5,000 a week to me. She's so smart. So, but we're gonna make a money drawing sachet today. So I have here, it's kind of hard to show you because I have some loose things on it already. So you're going to start with a green piece of fabric, or you can use one of these little organza bags. I'm going to use the green piece of fabric because I've used this before, and I carried it in my purse and it would fall open, and then I'd have like loose herbs all over the bottom of my purse. I don't like that so much. And then I'm going to tie it off with some gold ribbon. And what I have in my hand, so I can put it back down on the green cloth, is some aventurine to help draw in money. And there are so many different things you can use, like get creative and see what you have. Because that's the thing, is a lot of witches, authors will tell you that you have to do a spell exactly as it's written. I disagree. It's your magic, and the most important part is the intent. If the intent is there, it doesn't matter what you put in here. These things just are to help you align with the intent and make it more real to you. That's the whole point. There's a lot of witches who never use anything. It's all in here. They're super strong that way. It's cool. I like to have the physical representation, so I like to make these things. It's just up to you how you want to practice your craft. Then I have jasmine, corn, and yeah, I just buy like popcorn, and there's my corn. Most of the things I have, I buy at the grocery store, and there's nothing wrong with that. Peppermint leaf. I have organic whole cloves here, but you can use powdered cloves from the grocery store. Oregano leaves, cinnamon, bay leaves. A lovely little buckeye, which I go out and I find these myself. I have tons. It's a little obscene. I have a $2 bill. So my family does this thing where we give young people $2 bills to keep in their wallet to bring them money luck. They say they ain't witches. Yeah, okay. But my great-grandpa had one that he carried in his wallet till the day he died. From the time he was like 15. So this is something that has meaning, and that is even more powerful if you can incorporate something like that in your spell work. This was given to me on my 10th birthday by a family member whom I loved dearly and is now on the other side. So for me, adding this today is like assistance from the other side, from her. So that's kind of cool. And then I have a silver dollar, and what I like to do with my coins is, in money spells, is I like to use one from my birth year, 1985. Yes, I'm 32. Nobody ever believes me. And then I have a pen, because I'm going to write on the bay leaf what I want, because that's one way you can do bay leaves. Never ever done that way. And I'll put it in there. And then outside of this, I'm not going to put this in. You could, though. I have a check from an outdated account of mine where I have written myself a check for 50 grand dated for July 1st, 2018. And it's going to go next to wherever I put my money sachet to give me a number, give me a goal, give me something to stay focused on. And then I have here, and this is Amethyst Special Touch. This is so not required. But I wire wrapped a bit of jade that I'm going to hang on the outside off the gold ribbon. You don't have to do that. If you want to add jade and just throw it in, that's fine. This is amethyst being extra. Because I like having little decorative things. I put the craft in witchcraft. That's how I roll. So we're going to put all of these things in this sachet. Now, a lot of times when you find stuff, they'll say, like, use like a teaspoon or a tablespoon. Do what feels right. Like, you don't need to get all crazy with it. I know that a lot of witches say you have to follow the recipe exactly. I'm telling you that I think that's bull honky. And yes, I just said bull honky. So I am just going to add some of this stuff in. And by the way, before I started the video, I did cast a circle and do all of the prep work for this. Jasmine. I like jasmine. And I'm just, it's hard to see. I'm going to move this real quick. Sorry for my big fat finger in the way. But I'm just adding it to the sachet, to the piece of cloth. And I'm just putting in whatever amounts I darn well please. Like, I'm not getting crazy about it. So let's see. I already did oregano. Yes. Some corn. You do want to have a bit in there. You don't want to do too much, but you do want to have a bit in there because you got to have something to tie it around. But you don't want to do too much because you still want to be able to get it up and get the sides pulled together and tie it and have enough room to tie it shut. The other thing is that I am not doing, I should be, is take the time to enjoy. Smell these ingredients. Cinnamon. I love cinnamon. You have no idea. Oregano. Because engaging your senses is going to help make this real to you. I need new peppermint. This has like lost its smell. And then I'm going to take a bay leaf and I am going to write what I want on a nice, pristine bay leaf. So I have this cute little bay leaf here. It's going to be fun to write on it. But I'm going to. We'll see how well I do. Doing it that way is rough. I'm going to write on a book. And I am writing luxuriant wealth. And the thing about that is if you write your thing, like I did, luxuriant wealth, and you feel guilty for wanting that, there's an indicator you need to work on your beliefs. I don't feel guilty for writing that. You're allowed to want what you want. And the other thing is that I always say with wealth too is a big part of the reason I want wealth is to bless others. So there's nothing wrong with me wanting it. You can see I have written on there luxuriant wealth. And it goes right into my little bundle. And then I'm going to put the buckeye, the coin, the $2 bill, and I'm just going to show you guys my little bundle here. So there it is. You can see. Ta-da! And then I'm going to get me a good length of gold ribbon here. And I'm going to gather up my sachet. And I'm going to put my jade that I wire wrapped on this. And I'll move it around to where I want it as I tie it. And make sure that you get all the corners so that it stays closed. You don't want stuff flopping out. Okay, I did the stone on there weird, so I'm gonna get the ribbon in place and then add the stone, the jade. So I made one tie already in there. And then I'm going to put on the jade. And tie it again. And then tie it in a bow. Or however you want to tie it off. I like bows. They work for me. I didn't do this perfectly, and that's great. We are not about perfect here. So I have one that hangs a bit lower than the other, and that's fine. So there's my little sachet with that, and then I will anoint my check with some peppermint oil, and then I'm going to put them somewhere where I can see them. Sorry for the interruption. I didn't know, but if I get a phone call while I'm making a video, it stops the video. So that's what happened. But yeah, so now I have my sachet and my check. I'm going to put them somewhere where I can see them. This is just a great little money spell. You can charge this with some energy. Do your visualization with this and your money practice with this where you can see it. You can also charge it in full moon light. Next full moon is coming right up, and give it a little extra oomph that way. There's all sorts of things you can do with it. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that's something you enjoyed. Remember, if you don't have everything I had here, you can still do it. It's not something where it has to be by the book and measured out and everything has to be there. The most important thing is your intent. So if you have a few things, whip it together and put it somewhere you can see it and be reminded of that intention. If you have any questions on this spell, anything, let me know. Send me a message and I'll help you out as best I can. Have a blessed Thursday, guys, and we'll see you next time.